Welcome to U.S. Entrepreneur TV. Today we'll be listing off 10 wealthy entrepreneurs who came from poverty. Despite what you may have heard, some of the richest, most successful business leaders in history started out dirt poor. All billionaires like to claim they're self-made, but some endured real hardship and struggles before earning that life of luxury. If you're looking for inspiration, look no further. These are the top 10 real-life rags to riches stories ever told. Number 10 is Koum. Koum is the founder of WhatsApp, the most popular messaging app in the world. After selling the company to Facebook for $19.3 billion in 2014, Koum became the 52nd richest person in the world. What most people don't realize is the businessman grew up on the outskirts of Kyiv, Ukraine. After moving to California with his mother in 1997, Koum spent 3 years bagging groceries and mopping floors at the local grocery store. Jan had no aspirations of starting his own business until 2009 when he picked up an iPhone for the first time and saw the potential of a global messenger app. Number 9 is Howard Schultz. Howard Schultz was raised in public housing where the rent was $100 a month by working-class parents who sometimes couldn't even afford to pay that. Today, Schultz is known as the king of coffee. Starbucks has locations all over the world, and the company is still growing 25% year to year. With a net worth of $4.3 billion, Howard Schultz has made more money serving hot beverages than anyone else in history. Number 8 is Larry Ellison. Judging from the scale of Larry Ellison's fortune as well as his eccentric habits, it's almost impossible to tell this businessman has such humble roots. After contracting pneumonia at the age of 1, Larry was adopted by his aunt and uncle. He didn't properly meet his mother until 47 years later. Though Ellison was on track to graduate at the top of his class at the University of Illinois, he dropped out his sophomore year due to his aunt's passing. It wasn't until his mid-40s that he launched the Oracle Corporation, valued at over $200 billion today. Number 7 is Damon John. Founder and CEO of the FUBU clothing brand, Damon John is an icon of the New York hustle culture. Money was tight during his upbringing, so Damon got his first job at just 10 years old. To achieve his dream of creating an urban clothing brand for young people, John asked his mom to teach him how to use a sewing machine at the age of 16. He started handing out flyers for $2 per hour and ended up with $6 billion in sales. Number 6 is Burt Shavitz. Though his net worth is still a bit shy of $1 billion, Burt Shavitz certainly earns a place on the list. He not only spent his childhood, but most of his life in poverty. After a stint in the U.S. Army, Shavitz decided to move to Maine to enjoy a humble, secluded life of a beekeeper. There he met Roxanne Quimby, who became his partner in both business and marriage. Together, the couple created Burt's Bees, America's best-selling lip balm. Though he later sold the company, Burt's bearded portrait still graces the logo. Number 5 is John Paul DeJoria. John DeJoria has been hailed as the best living proof the American dream is alive and well. Considering the fact he was homeless at age 36 and a billionaire at age 45, John went from literal rags to riches. Most people may have given up on their dream after ending up on the brink of bankruptcy, but DeJoria pressed on, first developing the John Paul system, and then cementing his business legacy with the launch of the Patron Spirits Company. The company still produces the world's most popular tequila. Number 4 is J.K. Rowling. One of the most influential authors of our time, J.K. Rowling was once a struggling single mom. Before Rowling broke the stereotype once and for all, it was incredibly difficult for a woman to get published. In fact, choosing the pen name J.K. was a marketing move to conceal her gender and boost sales. Even as she was writing the first Harry Potter book, she was living at a women's shelter. 5 books later, she became the first author to ever make $1 billion in book sales alone. Number 3 is Chang. A South Korea native, Chang moved to California in 1981. For a long time, he lived a quiet life working at a coffee shop alongside his wife. They had no business experience, and neither of them had attended college, but they were extremely frugal. After saving $11,000 over the course of 3 years, Chang bought a small clothing store in Los Angeles, naming it Forever 21. Today, his fortune amounts to over $5.5 billion. Number 2 is Oprah Winfrey. Though now she's worth over $4 billion, Oprah Winfrey had to fight tooth and nail to earn it. She was born and raised in a rural part of Mississippi. She famously admitted that at one point when her family couldn't afford clothes, they had to wear potato sacks instead. Oprah paid her dues for almost a decade before earning a spot on a national TV show, and America instantly fell in love with her. What makes Oprah a truly exceptional entrepreneur is how she was able to leverage her sudden fame into creating her own network rather than working for someone else. Number 1, Steve Jobs. We can all agree that Steve Jobs is one of history's greatest entrepreneurs, but most people don't realize he was also a true self-made billionaire. The iPhone creator came to the U.S. as a refugee from the war in Syria. He spent his childhood in government housing projects and dropped out of college after a single semester because he realized his parents were struggling to afford it. On most days during that semester, Jobs walked 7 miles for a hot meal at the Hare Krishna temple. That wraps up today's episode. What did you think of the ranking? Did any of the people on our list surprise you? Don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our future videos right here at US Entrepreneur TV.
Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video helpful as you prepare for your move to the United States. If you found value in the information and advice provided, please consider supporting the podcast on Patreon. Your donations will allow us to continue creating new episodes and videos to help even more people with their relocation to America. Just visit patreon.com/movingtotheus to sign up. Until next time, best of luck with your move.